Okay, let's see if we can make this one look good. I'm actually thinking we're going to use a different setting. Again, we're going to use map mode for this. This is like an interesting pattern. Like, whatever. You'll see. Check out the enlargement when we put it on the glass. This one's going to have a fair amount, a little bit of contrast. A little bit lighter. Just going to sharpen it and then make it saturated. Alright, let's see if we can make this one look good. Right, what is it? It's a bag, and it's got love hearts all over it. You could say that would have been a good Valentine gift, maybe, but I had it before Valentine's Day this year, 2019. I found it on the ground a while back, and I wonder how big we're going to make it. We're going to make it nearly 200%, I think. But basically, yeah, I found it late last year, I think it was. So it wasn't to do with Valentine's Day at that time. I'm trying to remember where I found it. I must have found it in a rubbish pile or on the ground or something. But you think it would make a good Valentine's bag for all the love hearts all over it. So let's see how this looks. It looks interesting. I think we've got to enlarge it a bit bigger because of that. But it's interesting how some of it looks silver rather than gold. Looks almost like a dual colour job. But we're going to make it a bit bigger. So let's see if we can make it look better. So we're going to make it on the horizontal a little bit longer. So we're going to make it 210. So wondering if we're going to keep it like that. Maybe the original type. We're going to leave it on map for something different. Wondering if there's anything else I can improve on with this. We're going to leave it as is. Shit, this photocopier didn't sound normal. It sounded like it was dying on me. That sounded a bit strange, folks. I don't understand why, but anyway, photocopiers are full of trouble. They are very unreliable things. They've got a lot of physics going on inside at the same time or at different times, whatever. And you got to understand that they require a load of maintenance. They're very high maintenance. That's just the nature of the systems. I'd like to build better systems that last longer, that don't break down as much. Spare parts will be available for 60 years instead of, in this case, 5 years. Artificially intelligent. They can actually perform many of the functions I do. Well, actually, not so much these types of fancy functions, but some of these fancy functions can, if they can self-regulate, like contrast and exposure and shit like that. So if you want to make a copy that's identical to the original, not so much this creative stuff, but normal copying, the photocopier will be able to sense that it needs to, to replicate accurately what is being presented, and it's got to be able to do all these adjustments itself to create an identical copy, but we can still have the freedom of using these sorts of functions as added extras. But the main thing is this photocopier can be used by anyone, not just trained operators. And basically we've got to make the machine easy to recycle. We've got to recycle the hardware at the end of its life, even though it's going to have 60 years in commission. It has to be easy to recycle. We don't want to put electronic waste in the ground. We want to make use of these precious metals and precious minerals and chemicals to make future generations of equipments. We've got to think for the planet, and we've got to think for the human race. We've got to think about preserving our planet and making the world a happy and healthy place for everyone, not just for the rich, not just for the elite. It has to be for people, for everyone, or close enough to everyone. It's not going to be a perfect world. We're not talking about trying to replicate utopia, but we're basically making the world, it's got to be full of love and compassion, and it's got to be, we don't just want love hearts just at Valentine's Day or love hearts just as pictures. We've got to make sure that love is for everyone, and we've got to love what we do so that we can make better products and services and a better human race and a better planet for all, or close enough, as close as possible for everyone. But anyway, enough of that. Got to go.